just maybe that'll work. Maybe this will work. We'll see. It's supposed to have, like, keep you there. Okay, cool. I had to reboot. My computer was going super slow earlier, so. All right, so 15 quiz-style questions, right? The short answer, fill in the blank, you know, if true, false, if false, correct the statement. And then one long answer on classes unit testing, one long answer on strings, and one long answer on inheritance. So something like this, I'll ask you to write a class, write some methods, and then write a unit test. I didn't want them for everything. I really just cared about for get total cost. It was really, can we make this thing work? So in this example, we had a pizza with an array list of strings, a base cost, and a price per topping. You have an add topping method that adds a string value for the topping to the array list of toppings. A method get total cost returns the base cost and price per topping times the number of toppings, plus a unit test. So let's give that a shot. Let's see if I can fire up NetBeans here. Maybe I can do this. Okay, hope you guys had a good break. The weather was not as nice as it was this week, which is unfortunate, but, you know, it's hard to choose a good weather week here in Michigan. And that was halfway, right? It'd be not as good if we had to wait 10 weeks. And it's loading. Yes, teaching is my hobby job. I'm a software engineer at a little company in Ann Arbor. I believe if you Google me, you can find the name. It's not very secret. Like it's in my LinkedIn profile. So. At some point, if I can ever make teaching pay enough, I'll retire out of industry. But currently, it does not pay enough to do that. Yeah, I do a lot of DevOps work, customer client management sort of things. So most of the time when I'm doing upgrades for my customers, it's at night. We're not quite to the point where we can have continuous uptime upgrades with our software. So still needs a bit of downtime. And customers don't like that if you're in healthcare, it turns out. I mean, probably anywhere, but... Oh, it's very cool, Sticks. That's awesome. Yeah, I got my foot in the door at a company. Wow, NetBeans is slow. At a healthcare company. I actually started at the help desk while I was still working on my undergrad, which was cool. So it worked out pretty well for getting that done. I mean, 50K is not really much of anything compared to what you can make as a software developer in the industry with, 15 years experience. So, okay, yeah, I've heard. I actually have a friend who just got a job at United Wholesale. You might want to chat with them maybe. It was actually a fellow alumni, I think, of OCC. I think so. At least a former student. So apparently alumni means you officially graduated. I don't remember if he graduated or just transferred or whatever it was. So hacker rank test for a job. Practice questions. Go online and look at practice questions. Look at Glassdoor. Glassdoor usually has typical interview questions somewhere. Wow, NetBeans hates me today. Look at that, it's still loading. I gotta, one sec. Someone is having some trouble. Line Java. Oh, it's my whole computer. I just can't type. Editor. There we go. Online IDE? Sure, why not? That looks right. Probably legit. Load up Discord, maybe? What is even going on? Like, it was slow before I rebooted, and now it's just super confused. There it goes. Okay. OBS, Discord. Yeah, I'm loading Discord. fine. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely check Glassdoor. Look at example questions, things like that. They've got some good stuff. And then if you can, I guess that's just the test, but real good practice for interviews is to do mock interviews. It really helps with the nerves, right? If you've gone through the process once or twice and kind of understand the flow of things, mock interviews are fantastic. Maybe. All right, I'm trying to get this link to somebody. Come on. Work with me, friend. We got nothing happening today. Maybe it'll load. That's all right, we can still chat about every questions. That's fine. Yes, the midterm date got pushed back for the evening class here. I'll be working on grading the rest of the quizzes tonight, and then the projects after that. I was really hoping to get caught up over break, but getting sick for 2.5 days from the COVID shot just screwed my plans up, which I should know better from planning. It never works out right, so which is unfortunate, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Go do this thing here. Maybe NetBeans will load. Should I just kill it and try again? Oh, it did load. Yeah, it did. Okay. It's not responding yet, but okay, so it only sort of loaded. That was a lie. Let's see. All right. No, not database programming we were doing earlier. Wrong class. Close you. One of these midterm reviews. There we go. 2151. All right. Come on. Let's load. Let's load. Maybe. Yeah, doing programming tests can be rough, for sure. It's, you know, like anything, practice usually makes things like that better. So, man, how delayed are we here? All right. I think we're good to go here then, right? Yeah, no, I'm feeling so much better now. I just the shot apparently takes it out of you. So I had COVID previously. In November, we got it while I was out in Philly with my daughter's surgery, uh, and that was nasty, man. Like we all did okay, but it was probably 5 weeks till I could breathe without it hurting. So made it, but so apparently if you've had COVID and then you get the first dose of one of the 2-dose shots, you're like super immune to it versus just the regular immunity you get. So I was really excited to be able to get that because I still have to go out and do grocery shopping and stuff for the family if we can't get stuff delivered. And my daughter who had her surgery has not had it yet, and we're trying super hard for her not to get it since she has lung issues already. So quarantine has been fun for sure. All right, so midterm review. I think we're there. So I did this already with the morning class, but we can do it again here, so don't worry about it. So the first question there was write a pizza class. So I'm just going to write another one here, because why not? And it's more fun to write it from scratch. This is, we'll call it pizza pie. Okay? And the idea with the pizza pie is, oh, that's right, I needed to send this to somebody. Never got Discord to load. There we go. Someone is having some trouble on their midterm. And their IDE died. That's right. Oh dears. There's always so many things happening at once, right? All right. Give me just a second. Let me flip this back here. Here's our pizza pie, right? Okay. What do I do here? Okay. All right, our pizza pie. Here we go. You know, I'll throw this all in a comment block. Why not? Okay. All right, so our array list, then, of type string to store the toppings. We're going to have a private array list of type string for toppings. We'll have a double for base cost and a double price per topping. Private price per topping. Okay, it doesn't know what an array list is. Thank you, NetBeans. Yes, we're going to import. Good, we're importing that. And we'll write a constructor, pizza pie. So you'll probably need a double for base cost and a double for price per topping. If you don't take those, you need set and get methods, right? We can add the get methods, right? Again, sure, we don't even need to right now. That didn't ask for any of that. The constructor's job is to initialize values. So base cost equals the base cost, right? And my price per topping is the price per topping. Now we need to initialize toppings, right? It's a new array list of type string. Okay, we need to initialize it. That's the constructor's job. Give all of our private attributes some values, good defaults. Right, and then we're going to have an add topping method that took a string for topping. It's going to add that topping to our toppings list. So toppings.add the topping. Boom. Great. And then I get total cost. Get total cost. Get total cost is going to return the base cost plus the price per topping times the toppings.size. Right, however many toppings I have times the price per topping plus the base cost. If you want to put parentheses in because you like forcing order of operations, great. If you trust Java to do the right thing because it will do the right thing, go for it. Either way is okay. One way or the other is perfectly fine. There's our class. Okay, and then a unit test. So let's go to navigate, go to test. We don't have any tests. So let's make a new test. Awesome. New test. So we don't need to test add topping. I didn't ask you for that. I asked you for the test to get total cost. So we'll arrange, we'll act, and we'll assert. So a double for expected cost. I don't know, we'll say it was like $7.50. Why not? Then we'll make a pizza. Pizza pie. Pie. Pizza. A pizza pie. Why not? Equals a new pizza pie. And we're just going to give it the expected cost, and we don't really care price per topping at the moment. Right? And then I'll have a double for actual cost is my pizza pie. Dot get cost. Get total cost. And those should be equal, right? If I don't add any toppings, there's no price per topping, right? Sure, we're all good. So we'll assert equal the expected cost and the actual cost. Now remember, that's a double, so it's going to be upset with us. So we need to give it that delta. So like, as long as they're within like some 10,000th millionth of each other, we should be fine. So that's no toppings. I would probably add a second one that tested with toppings. So an expected cost of like say $11.50 here is say $7.50 with at $1 per topping. We'll go add some toppings. Pizza pie, add topping. Let's add pepperoni. Let's add mushrooms, onions, Oh, I don't have chat up. I should be watching that here. I'm sorry. Where's my page here? There it is. Okay. Yeah, the Edge side tabs, I'm a huge fan of these side tabs in Edge. Edgium. Most of the time, we have enough width, right, on a widescreen monitor. And usually, I try and clean it up for you guys because I don't want you to see all my garbage here. But usually I have like 20, 30 tabs open at a time. Yeah, parentheses because Excel made you verses. Yeah. Okay, so we add some pepperoni, some mushrooms, some onions, and some green pepper. There we go. So if I add 4 toppings at $1 a pop, plus $7.50, I should get $11.50 back out. And this is with toppings. Let's run our tests. Let's see if it works. And again, you can copy paste into D2L, or you can commit to GitHub and give me the URL. I don't care which way you go about it. No big deal. I'm relatively flexible. I can usually figure it out, believe it or not. All right, and both tests passed, so we're feeling pretty good about our pizza pie. That's question 1. Again, my general way of measuring these, and it's still not a perfect science, is I take as long as it takes me and triple it and estimate that much time for you folks. So that was what? Not even 10 minutes there, so tripled would be half an hour. So if it takes you half an hour per long answer question, that still leaves you with half an hour for the other 15 quiz-style questions. You know, short answer, fill in the blank, true, false, if false, correct the statement, at about 2 minutes a pop there for those questions. Feels pretty good, I think, so that seems to work out relatively well. Okay, so these long answer questions are 5 points a pop here, and 1 point a pop for the quiz style question. So 30 total points for the midterm there. Again, the points only matter in the midterm category, which make up 15% of your overall score. So not a huge amount of your score. I mean, you've got to do decently if you want to get an A in the course, but you don't have to get 100%. Okay, we all right with pizza so far? Our pizza pie? Right, our bad encryption function. That's a silly one here. So let's go to midterm review. I'll do it again here with, just call it, that's fine. This is public static void. Oh, I'm sorry, a string. Return a string. Adding encryption evening edition. That takes a string message. Okay, so the idea here, right, was to take each letter, add its index position to it, and return the badly encrypted string. It's like a silly cipher. So the character at 0 gets nothing, character at 1 gets 1 added to it, character at 2 gets 2 added to it, character at 3 gets 3 added to it, on and on and on and on. So what we want to do is we want to take that message and get a character array out of it, because we can mess with characters, we can't mess with strings. Remember, strings are immutable, and I want to do these characters one at a time. So I'm going to say my character, these are letters, is my message.toChar array. Remember there's this really cool toChar array method, to character array, that will take a string and give you the character array here. And then for, now I need the index value, so I'm going to do index is 0, index is less than my letters dot length, index plus plus. Nope. Index plus plus. There we go. All right, so for every letter here, we can get letters at index will give me the character, and I want to add to it the index. Remember, characters are really just numbers, right? Remember, characters are stored as Unicode. Think way back when we talked about this. So you can add to them. It's just a numeric value that we turn into text, because we know those are their Unicode values. And then when we're done, we're going to return a new string given the letters array. Remember, string has constructors. One of the constructors of string can take a character array. Okay, so we're gonna try it. Let's do. This is the midterm review. We'll do our bad encryption evening edition here, and we'll print it out. We don't need to undo it yet. See if that works. Now it looks kind of trash, right? Because once we get too high up there, some of those aren't printable. If you remember Unicode table, we can look this up. Remember, so like starting at 65 is a capital A. Don't ask me why I know that. It's really not worth your memory. But 65 is a capital A. And then we get some weird characters, right, after we get through the lower cases. There's a bunch of these funny characters that mean special things. And then you get into even more characters. So there's a range in which this is just weird and nonsensical. Okay, and then we lose all of our spaces, because a space is character, we just added something to it. So whatever space plus 4, right, is now a $sign. So where's our space? So space here, I think, was this, right? 32, so 1, 2, 3, 4 is a $sign. Right, so every space just gets translated into something else, something nonsensical. That was our bad encryption. Right, and remember, you can do other cool things, like, hey, is a character a white space? So if you wanted to not do the white space ones, we could check here. I'm just going to steal that here. Right, so if letters of index is white space, not. So if it's not a white space, let's go translate it here. That way we get to keep our spaces, if you want. Right, the letters still get turned into funny stuff, but then you get to keep the spaces, and it's a little bit easier to check this yourself. And look, we actually got another space out of something here. That's fun. Okay, and then if you want to check it, you could undo it and just do the opposite, is what I had here. I didn't ask for the undo, but you could if you wanted. Okay, so you'll be asked to do something similar. Right? Play with the string, do something with it. Know there's all those character manipulation stuff you can go look at, you know, if it's a white space, whatnot. Change some values around, turn it into a string. Again, encryption's really a stretch here. We're not really encrypting. This is more of just a bad cipher. But you can take one of the cryptography classes and learn all about that. Okay, so just writing a method dealing with strings. How's that feel? Don't forget your coffee, by the way. Okay. And then the last one asked you to take this class beverage and extend it, and then when attempting to drink, return an error message if the ounces argument is greater than the current volume in ounces. Otherwise, return a successful message string. Well, let's take a look at beverage. So beverage, I just copy pasted. Is probably the easiest way. So that's a link here. Load that up. I mean, I already have the code, but you can just copy paste it here. This copy paste doesn't work as well. Usually if you hit raw and then you go copy paste, it pastes much better. And it'll still work, but usually you get like a bunch of extra white space sometimes when you copy right out of GitHub. But so beverage is an abstract class. It has a name, a max volume, a current volume. It has a constructor. It has a get name, a get max volume, get current volume, a abstract void method for fill, and an abstract string method for drink in ounces. So you tell me how many ounces you want to drink, go for it. Okay, so we need to implement this. So we're going to write a new class that extends this abstract class. Let's write a new class here. Let's call it, what do you want to call it? How about cup? Excuse me. So we'll say cup, then extends beverage. And right off the bat, it's going to yell at us. Right? And that means it's going to say, oh, no, it doesn't. We say, okay, let's implement the abstract methods. Sure. These are not great, but at least they give us fill and drink. Okay, so fill. Right, well, to fill up a beverage, or fill up my cup here, I'm going to take my current volume in ounces equals the max volume in ounces. I filled it up. Boom, done. Right, we filled it. Now, how do we drink? Well, let's see. Let's drink. Let's see if there's too many ounces, right? So if ounces is greater than the current volume in ounces, we're going to return, you can't drink that much. Again, at this point, else is redundant, because if we hit return, the method's done. So we can just say return, you drink some delicious, get name, or name, right? Name. I think we can just use name, right? Because I think beverage, no, not name method, name. I think that's protected. Yep, it's protected. So we have access to name. We could use get name, doesn't matter. That's okay. But now it's still mad at us, right? It says, oh, constructor beverage and class beverage cannot be applied to given types. Required string int. Found no arguments. Reason, actual and formal arguments lists differ in length. Remember, if your parent class has a parameterized constructor, a constructor that needs arguments, you have to call it. There is no argument constructor for us to call. So by default, it's going to try and call that no argument constructor. We don't have one. So we need a constructor that calls that method. So the helpful hint here is add a constructor, right? Take a name, take a max volume, hand it to our superclass. Look at that, it even wrote it for me. Okay. So now cup then can set the name, set the max volume using the beverage constructor with the name and max volume. Okay. Then we can fill it up, then we can drink it. Now we should try it, right? We could either do unit tests to try it, or we could just throw it in main, whichever way you want. I like making unit tests because, right, the computer's better at checking this sort of stuff than me. So I didn't ask for unit tests, but remember, if you've got the IDE, you want to make sure the code you turn in is good, right? So I'm going to do a unit test. And we don't care too much about fill, but we can try it. So we're going to arrange, we'll act, and we'll assert. So we'll have an int expected ounces. Ounces is 42. We got a big cup here. Okay, and then we'll create a cup. So cup equals new cup, cup.fill. And then we'll have an int for expected ounces, or no, I'm sorry, actual ounces is cup.get current volume in ounces. Oh, it doesn't like, oh, cup, we have to give it a name. We don't care about the name. And then a max, it's got to be at least that, right? Or max should be what we expect. When we fill it, right, we're going to fill to max. Okay, and then we'll insert equals. My expected ounces and my actual ounces. Okay, so fill, great. And we're going to try drink. So drink, this is successful. And then we're also going to test fail. Drink, fail. Okay. So to fail, if we don't fill the cup and we try and drink out of it, right, so we're going to have a string for expected message is, what do we call it? You can't do that or something? You can't drink that much? So we don't need all those quotes. There we go. Then we'll have a, sure, like 10 ounces. We don't really care. That number is not important here. We'll have a string for actual message. Cup.drink. Drink, I don't know, sure, drink 10, doesn't matter. Then we'll compare our expected and our actual message. So that's when it fails, okay? And then when it succeeds, it should be, what did our cup say? You drink some delicious name. Where's cup? You drink some delicious coffee. Sure. So we'll call it coffee. We need to fill it. Cup.fill, so it has some, and then we can drink some. All right, so let's run our tests. See if that works. Right, because you want to make sure your code works before you turn it in, just like your projects. And look at that, our test passed. We're feeling pretty good. Okay, that was it for that. So I'll give you a class, ask you to extend it. How's everybody feeling so far? Let me go commit that to GitHub here. That's all I have for the review for you. I just wanted to go over those long answer ones. I'll be getting those quizzes in for you. I've got plans to do that tonight. And that way you'll have them. If you want to do it Friday, great. If you want to wait till Monday, great. If you want to do it over the weekend, go for it. Well, the weather's not supposed to be quite as nice. So as long as you have your 2-hour block of time before you hit start, make sure you've got 2 hours. And based on some recent experience of a friend in 1500, make sure your IDE works. Apparently something changed on them. Just sounds terrible. So evening, midterm review. Push all that code out in case you're curious. We got all that for you. Okay. Oh, a dad joke. You got it. So, you know, I was trying to make some extra money over the summer, and I posted that we got this like neighborhood flyer thing. So I posted that. I said, you know, willing to do odd jobs. You know, I'm a decent handyman. Actually, I can follow directions and look stuff up on YouTube. So that's how I write code too. Just look stuff up online. So some old lady down the street called me up and said, "Oh, hey, I've got some jobs I need some help with." And she gave me a list. She said, "Number 1, rake the leaves. Number 2, clean out the gutters. Number 3, mow the lawn. Number 4, take the trash out." I was like, "Okay, great, easy." So I raked the leaves and I mowed the lawn. And I said, "I'm all set. I'm all set, lady." And she said, "Well, wait a minute. I gave you a list. You didn't do all the things on the list." And I told her, "No, didn't you read my posting? I'm interested in odd jobs." I did not get called back from her. She was not impressed with my dad joke. That viewer count just went down. The dad jokes push people away. All right. Do you folks have any other questions, thoughts, concerns, comments? I'll be working on this stack of quizzes. Apologies for the delay. And then you'll have all those ready. You can review them. Apparently, you can't see them until I finished grading them, which I thought you could see them previously, but something must have changed in D2L, or I just don't remember how it used to work. But once they're graded, you'll be able to go in and see your score on all the questions. If you have questions about the questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to tell you what went wrong where. And we can go from there. So we've got a short night. That was all I have on tap. The rest of the time was for you to take the midterm. And then don't forget, Project 3 is coming up due. Not yet, but next week. Right? So we have a week left to get Project 3 in. If it's false, you correct the statement. So you have to rewrite the statement as a true statement. No, so you just rewrite the statement as a true statement. So you can copy paste, fix the error, and then you're good to go. Yep. Yeah, I don't need a paragraph explaining, just correct the statement if it's false. Okay. Kart racing coming up. Don't forget the group tutoring sessions. I've got those extra points out there in the quiz category. So if you attend the group tutoring sessions, our SI sessions, you can get some extra points there. I'm going to add them all in at the end of the semester. We got a spreadsheet going rather than trying to do it once a week, because then I just have to redo all the work. So I'm just going to total it all in the spreadsheet when I'm done, and I'll get that in around the last week for you, so you know where you stand on those extra points. But this one is coming up due. After that, we'll have one last individual project, and then we'll get into the group project, and we'll have a lot of fun. The final project. If you want to pair up on the final project, I'm sorry, I misspoke. If you want to pair up on the final project, you may. Usually it's a group project, but given all this online learning nonsense, I felt like that would be just cruel to force people to work in groups, given we don't know what's going on when and what our schedules are, and it's trickier to do if the expectation is asynchronous. Excuse me. So, and that's, I from the beginning said, if you want to be synchronous, great, I'll be here. If you want to be asynchronous, great, just watch the recordings and let me know. Come to office hours, ask questions, that sort of thing. So trying to be flexible there. So definitely, if you want to pair up with somebody, get to know one of your neighbors, and we can go from there. All right. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns? If you're stuck on something in Project 3, let me know. But remember, Thursdays are my craziest day. I've got class, and class. Class, and class. Yep. So it's difficult to get back to you folks on Thursday. So please don't wait until Thursday to ask me questions about Project 3. Okay? All right, if you don't have anything else, we can go find someone else online to pester. Do you guys have any favorite Twitch streamers we should go pester, or should I find someone from the Knowledge Fellowship? A shout out for TKF there in the chat. Xfam TKF. All my amazing friends in the Knowledge Fellowship. We go check them out. Let's see. Oh, rocketology. That might be fun. Okay. Let's look up rocketology. Give this one a shot. All right, we'll head over that way. Everyone say hi. Take care. Let me know if you have questions or concerns. It's hard to tell without seeing everybody in person if things are clicking or not. So do let me know, and we'll take care. See you around.